cranking up on the throttle, victory is mine. Show you the harder the battle, harder I fight. I've come too far to quit. Step back, I'm going in. I'm cranking up on the throttle. This is how legends are made.
This is a presentation of the United States Australian Football League, the USAFL.
Alex fullback, okay? Alex C, back pocket, okay?
Hey, voice. All right. Use your voice all day. Use your voice, okay? Swannaroos on 3. 1, 2, 3. Swannaroos. Let's go, boys. 1, 2, 3, 3.
Strong in that quarter was fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Australian Football League, in cooperation with presenting partners Tasmanian and Cooper's Beer, welcomes you to the Onion Creek Soccer Complex in Austin, Texas for the 2024 USAFL Men's Division I Grand Final between the Denver Bulldogs and the Austin Crows. At this time, if you are able, we ask that you please rise for the playing of the national anthems. Out of respect for both nations, we ask that you remove your hats as we honor Australia and the United States of America. First, Advance Australia Fair. And the Star-Spangled Banner. Hold on. We should have had it on a second phone. Thank you. Well, we've played more than 80 games over the course of these 2 days. This is the last one. It will determine who will be the men's Division I champion for season 2024. Both the Austin Crows and Denver Bulldogs have won 8 national championships in their history. One team will win a 9th and set a new mark in the annals of this league. Good afternoon, everyone, from Onion Creek Soccer Complex in Austin, Texas. I'm Brian Barish. Joining me in the commentary position is Bill Robert. And Bill, for the 3rd straight year and for the 4th time in the last 5, it's going to be these 2 teams. Can Austin win again, or will Denver make Austin sing the blues?
Everything old is new again. You know, for the past few years, we've been saying, you know, looking at the Austin Crows winning all their premierships, but let's not forget, you know, there's some pretty saggy shelves in the Denver trophy case as well, both for the men's and the women's side. So 2 storied franchises, and basically a lot of people would say this is the way it should be.
Absolutely, and Denver, of course, the halcyon years were during the first decade of the USAFL. The last decade has belonged to the Austin Crows. They have made it to, and they have never lost a Division I national title game. Denver would love to change that here. Denver, of course, winning all their titles between 2000 and 2011. Austin has won all of their titles since 2013 with a couple of interruptions in there. In 2014, it was won by New York. Golden Gate got up over LA in 2017, but my goodness gracious me, irrespective of what happens, this is going to be a fantastic matchup.
Indeed, obviously, and I haven't seen much of the Crows, but we did see the Bulldogs play a couple of times, and with the pressure and their execution and everything, they've just been flat out, just absolutely just going after it here. They've been playing some terrific footy, and really, I think they're in good shape to maybe make some history for themselves today.
Couple of American players to look out for the Austin Crows. Look out for Sam Gelati, number 9. Of course, you talk about Cox and Carpenter Wanyanwu, and for the Bulldogs, they're one of their best Americans, I think, is going to be Caleb Doherty, number 35, a national team player. The Austin Crows wearing their familiar tricolors. They will be kicking against the wind towards the tournament central side. Denver will be kicking towards the Onion Creek side. Here we go, Men's Division I Grand Final 2024. Let's go Bulldogs, let's go Crows, let's go Bill Robert.
All right, and it comes out of the ruck, and Denver gets to it first, and trying to handball it ahead there, but the ball does go to ground. And the Crows pick it up right away. And there's a kick into some open space. There's a race for it right now, and the Crows will pick it up. Nice job just getting it to sit for him right off the ground. That's number 22 there for the Crows. That is Stefan Barr, and it goes in. Let's see here what we've got down. That kick goes through, and let's see here. Where's that going?
It's a goal.
It's a goal, okay.
They allowed play to go on, and running onto it there was Thomas O'Sullivan.
Well, there we go. Austin really quick, as they are wont to do, really. Just going down, moving, and making their presence known instantly. And right now, on the Watch AFL scoreboard, it is Austin 1 straight 6.
And and you know what, Bill, the wind, we've been keeping an eye on it all day. It's been anywhere from, I would say, about 10 or 12 miles. It's actually gone down to about 9 miles an hour. The gusts right now are, they were about 15 or so. That's at 18. They're down to 14. So perhaps the wind might not be as much of a factor as it was in most of the games during the day. And for Denver, who have that slight wind advantage, they're going to need to keep track of it pretty quickly, or else this game is going to get away from us. The ball comes through, going after and trying to pick that one up, going and backing that one out. Long handball back, pitchfork over the shoulder. Trying to stop that one again was Rucksack. Picking that one up again was Aaron Cook. Here comes Austin. Everybody didn't want the football. They were dancing around it. They thought they were alone a mare. Big tackle in there, and we will have a ball up. Our umpires for today, field umpires, are Steve Arnett, Ross McLaren, and Richard Ogilvy. Steve Miller and William Pittard are in the goals. Angus Drennan, Ellen DeVries, Aiden Ogilvy, and Darren Henderson are on the boundaries.
All right, and taking it out of the clearance there, Austin, they're just taking a couple of running bounces there. That's number 1, I believe. Actually, let's see there. I just need to double-check that number there. And
but they've played on.
Played on, indeed. And here we go. There's another kick toward the sticks. Will they set up in front, or will it just go right through? It went right through, and it looks like that'll be a single point. But another scoring shot for the Crows, and right now they've got one of each. They've got a minor to match their major, and right now on the Watch AFL scoreboard, 1-1-7 for the Crows. Still nothing yet for the Denver Bulldogs as they take the kick in from their own back goal square. That kick coming up now, and looks to be, big move there, as it was spoiled by number 17 there. That's Derek Nutty. But let's see, can the Bulldogs moving ahead. They're trying to do it right now. Once again, the wind seems to be helping them out here. As you mentioned before, the Onion Creek end, we're calling it the bucket of goals end because we've seen a ton of scoring shots down there, at least on field 2 where I was for the last couple of days. And obviously, as you've mentioned it, you've seen it here too. As the ball goes out, I believe we've got a throw in there.
Yep, it is a boundary throw, and it will come directly across from us as in front of the Cooper's Beer tent, which has swelled with a lot of people. A little bit different than in past years. Even though there are a lot of people on that side in the Cooper's Beer tent, we have a lot of people set up on the outer directly to our left and a few to our right. So they have ringed the ground. It is very much like suburban football. I know in talking to Matthew Nichols from the AFL umpires, he thought that was the same as this one. Goes in, marked by Chippy. He'll turn around off of almost having to take that was O'Sullivan in self-defense. Denver trying to get out of jail here. Big tackle put in there. In the words of Ray Warren, it was a crunching tackle as the ball goes out of bounds, and we'll have as the ball is up on that far side there. On the Watch AFL scoreboard, 7-0. 2 20-minute halves. I believe we'll get some confirmation, but it sounds like we may have a hydration break halfway through.
Okay. Wow, that's nice. The kick did land short, but took one hop, went right into the hands of Daniel Duffield. And there's a Bulldogs still trying to move it ahead here. They're behind. They need to get some points. And the handball goes off. Handball goes back, although he might have sold him into trouble here. And indeed he did. That tackle goes down. Ball goes loose. Play on calls the umpire. And now kicked by the Bulldogs trying to do a centering move there. But obviously the Crows will pick it up right there. And he's just going to work with it right now. That's number 11. That's Brian Dragus. Obviously, we remember that name for a long time. He was with the one of the West Coast. I think he was with the Dragons for a while.
He was the Dragons and the Roos, yep.
And the Roos, yep. So, anyway, kick goes in, and that is marked. When they get the ball, Austin's doing such a great job with ball use, just connecting, getting their targets right away. Like that, that's another mark there. And that's within range, and we could have another scoring shot for the Austin Crows.
And it's Ben May, who has won quite, as you mentioned, saggy bookshelves here. He has quite a few medals, not only for the team, but also for himself. As that kick is up on the way, his teammates like it, and so does the goal umpire. Bang, bang, go the Austin Crows on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
And now Ben May needs to change his name to Ben Will.
Absolutely. They go on to 2-1-13. And it's out to a 13-point lead, and all so far in the first 5 or so minutes. Again, I say that unofficially. It's been one-way traffic, and Denver's got to be very careful, as we said, or else this game is going to get away from them quick, fast.
Yeah, it's going to get out of control. They've had some opportunities in their attacking half, but haven't really had anything near goal yet. Really, no scoring shots or anything like that, as Austin's getting in there, using their speed, and also using their savvy around the ball.
And one of the things as well, it's a matter of roster management, injury management, and of the like, because remember, these teams have played 4 games with temperatures in the mid-90s.
That's right. As the kick goes in once again to the attacking half for the Crows, they've got a handball off now, trying to get it to somebody right in front. It actually goes off of his hands, but he goes down, chases after it now. And that kick headed for actually goes across the face of goal, and that is marked. And that's going to be Brian Dragus, I believe. I'm sorry?
That's 18, which
18,
is
I'm sorry.
Ben May.
I thought 11. Nope. Ben May. And let's see. He kicks it that way, and let's see here. I think that might have gone out on the full.
Yep, and they are hearing it from the Denver crowd right in front. In fact, they're also hearing it from the VIP tent, and where the Baton Rouge Tigers are currently sitting. Hey, congratulations to them. Not only did they have a full Division 5 team, but their 4 women were part of the side with Calgary and Houston that finished in second in Division 2 for the women. So congratulations to them.
Big week for Baton Rouge, and the kick coming up once again. The Crows got it. That's Carpenter and Wanyanyu there, and ball goes to ground after his disposal attempt there, as he tried to get it to a teammate, and then it bounced off his hands. It's going to ground now, and they tied it up, and actually there's going to be a free kick. Free kick is being paid to the Bulldogs, and he's just going to play on, sells some candy, gets around a player, and now he's just going to put it up, and unfortunately sold his teammate into trouble, and the Crows will pick it right up. Here we go now with a kick there. That's number 4. That is that's Murphy. Murphy with a kick across, and that is marked. Oh, my goodness. That was a good one right there.
Keith Rusak, because I know you're going to look, and we didn't go over it before the game. That's how you pronounce that last. He's not only a heavy hitter on the field, he's be a heavy hitter on a Scrabble board.
Well, thank you for that. If only you could use proper names.
Yes.
Indeed. So
that's only if you play by the real rules.
Oh, boy. Anyway. Yeah, that's no fun, is it?
No.
Okay. There we go now. He takes his kick. That's a shot right for the goals. And waiting for the determination there. That's a goal. So once again, we have some Aussie rules geometry here. We've seen some goals from some really wild angles this weekend. That's one of them there. And it is another major score for the Austin Crows, who now lead as once again we turn our weary eyes to the Watch AFL scoreboard. It is a 3-1-19 for the Austin Crows, and the Denver Bulldogs yet to dent the scoreboard.
Not because we don't like being here, because we was, but how many games is this for you now? Did you count?
It's like this weekend?
Yes.
This is actually 14.
And this is 16 for me, so it's like, yeah, it is. And can you tell everybody what game number this is for you?
Career-wise, since I started stateside footy back in 2010, this is game number 175.
Congratulations, you're almost to the double ton. You'll get to raise we'll give you a bat so you can raise when you get to 200. By the way, go visit Stateside Footy TV. We'll plug that as well. Bill Robert, of course, for the last 12 seasons?
Actually, we're going on season 15 next year.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yep.
It's a long time as the ball goes down. And up on the far side now, Denver, they need a goal right here if they want to get any hope of staying in the game. They're already down by 19 points.
And they just got awarded a 25.
And it's I believe that's a 50. I thought they were playing 50s, but in any sense, yep.
25, 50. I usually say 50, but I was trying to be accurate here.
Kick is up on the way.
That's a big kick.
It is a big kick, but it's off to the side.
It's not a straight kick.
Nope.
But it's still the first scoring shot for the Denver Bulldogs. And once again, as we turn our attention to the Watch AFL scoreboard, it is now the Austin Crows 3-1-19 and 1-1 for the Bulldogs of Denver.
And our thanks to Tasmanian as they were here performing the coin toss with us, Emily and her crew. Of course, Premier Jeremy Rockcliffe, I believe, was here a little bit earlier in the week. Of course, Cooper's Beer, the 25th anniversary, we're with them. CyberSolve IQ, visit Austin, play Aussie, as well as Aussie Sports USA. Ball is marked nicely, and they're going to play on. They're going to play on quickly. Going after that one again is Jack Gleason. Gleason sends that one in across the face.
Out on the full.
And it has gone out on the full, and it will be a free kick. So that was like one of my Aunt Becky's cookies. Looked good coming out of the oven, but crumbled into nothing at the end.
I was going to say, for Denver, they better start mounting an offense, otherwise it's going to get rocky.
I love it. Of course, Calgary's got the Rockies too, but if it was anything for Rocky for them, they won they went and won the Division III Grand Final over Chicago earlier.
Mm-hmm. So there we go. So once again, lots of great play going on today, and obviously we'll watch some great action too with the women's Division II over on the second one as well. And obviously that one didn't have a grand final. How did that table turn out, Brian?
The Austin, well, we'll tell you in just a moment. Yep. The Austin Crows won that one, and they might win this one again. Here's another one, and he is already off celebrating another goal to the man in Ben May. And my goodness, they have started party time a little early, perhaps. The Crows go to 4-1, 25. Denver one behind.
Wow. So here we go. They bring it back up to center. And once again, I'd like to remind you about some of the great sponsors who helped us over the weekend put this event on, including Play Aussie Sports, the official apparel provider of the USAFL, Premier Sports Medicine, and the Movember Foundation. That's coming up soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dave Bryant, who's also celebrating a championship with the Houston Lone Stars winning Division II, is ahead of the USAFL, also the Coaches Association as well. As the ball comes out in the middle once again, it's sent back in the inside 50. Denver needs a goal here as the ball gets knocked free. Dragus is in there, spinning free, trying to get the ball. There was the 47 and Michael O'Brien, and the ball goes into the pocket where all sorts of camera people are. And now it's a good job by there, and here comes Sam Gillotti. Gillotti played it to him, and let's see what the umpires say. They say that it went out of bounds, that it hit the ground first. He was trying to bounce it. It ricocheted off his foot. A little perhaps lucky there by Sam Gillotti that he didn't get out on the full. 25-1, Austin the lead, past the halfway point of this first half.
And once again, the Crows take it right out of the ruck. Kicked ahead there by Stefan Barr. And working with it again. Here we go. Another kick. That one's heading toward the sticks. The wind's got it. It's bending. And, wow! That's a thing of beauty. Austin Crows, big kick there. Number 4, Kane Murphy.
Yep.
Yikes.
Ooh. This, in the words of you'll get this. In the words of the late Rick Jenneret, these guys are good, scary good. 5-1-35 to 1 behind. And Kane Murphy, I'll tell you, when we first were exposed to him, Super Regionals last year, he took an absolute specky in the game against the Demons. Really went up there, and that was one of those where it's just kind of like, okay, fine, and then, oh my goodness, what a mark.
Such a great day. It's one of the things, actually, an aerial mark, good aerial marks, one of the things that turned me on to Aussie rules in the first place.
Absolutely, and that's what I show people when people have never seen the sport before. Here's a video, and that's like mark of the year, and you see like the Gary Moorcrofts, the one that Matilda Schultz took the other night in AFLW for Port Adelaide was definitely up there. So there's that. By the way, we mentioned Watch AFL. If you want to see AFL, the rest of the AFLW season, as we get to the pointy end of their season, as well as all the matches in the AFL men's competition, go to Watch AFL and get yourself a subscription, and don't miss a minute of AFL.
Oh
my goodness.
He got crunched.
Absolutely.
Crunched, dispossessed, and the ball's back on the ground there. And we've got high contact now, and the free kick is going to the Bulldogs.
If it was any more crunchy, he'd be a chicken wrap.
Indeed. And, oh, there we go. Unless you want it grilled.
That's true.
So they took the mark, and it's going to be a long kick, but let's see what they're going to do here. He's taking his time, looking to set up. Starting to take his run up now. He just kicks it, looking for, and not quite getting his man as it goes to the pocket. And there's a battle for it here, and still a battle for it.
I think the whistle has blown, and
I think it has gone out. Yep.
It has gone out of bounds. Boundary umpire Darren Henderson helping us out. It was out on the full. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, I had my binoculars up when he made the signal. So thanks to all of our umpires. We did mention the ones that are umpiring this game, and the others throughout this weekend. And they've come from literally all corners of the world, from exotic places like Australia and Canada and the U.S., and that's about it as the ball goes down the ground.
Oh! That's a collision. I'm glad they both got up, because that looks scary.
I'll tell you what, if they were hitting any harder, they'd be eating fried chicken with Mama, Daddy, and Baby Jesus. My goodness. You know what? That hit was strong. You might say it was stronger than a garlic milkshake.
There we go.
There it is.
We're waiting for that line. There we go. Had to get that one in sooner or later.
Absolutely.
And it's now kicked in by the Bulldogs into their attacking half. And is it marked? No, he can't quite grab it, but they do get in on a rebound now. But he is wrapped right up and taken right down. And it looks like they'll ball it up on the far boundary there. But half forward flank for the Bulldogs. And it comes in now. Let's see. Oh, and he marked. Did he mark it? He did mark it. Nice job there. That's the number 12, Nicholas Moretto.
Moretto, one of the key Americans for the U.S., and they need a goal here.
They need to start generating some points now. Indeed they do. So here we go. Moretto with his free kick after taking that wonderful mark. Takes his kick and bends it right through and gives the Denver Bulldogs their first major score of this affair.
And they handed it off to Jack Gleason, who kicks it, and the Denver fans to our left are as happy as Larry is ever happy he is.
I guess Jack Gleason is the great one.
He is. 117, not that Jackie, but how sweet it is.
There you go.
That's a different Jack Gleason.
And he kicked it to the moon.
I love it. That show came on about maybe 25 years before I was born, and I get that. That's awesome.
Yeah, well.
Ball comes back in the middle of the ground once again. What does Denver do from here? What does Austin do from here? 24 points the difference on the Watch AFL scoreboard. 4 straight kicks. Plenty of time to go. And the wind is starting to pick up ever so slightly, although, again, I'm not sure as to really what the factor is, although it hasn't been as strong as it was in the women's game. And it will come back the other way. Denver trying to run and scramble some of the Jets here. They're going to play on. Little kick off the left foot, going up, and nope, that one is taken. And going back the other way with it there is Salim Hajar. Hajar has the football. He just bangs it down the corridor. That's been a theme the entire weekend. They've played it on the Cooper's Beer Tent side.
Got field intercepted.
And it was intercepted. Now back the other way. Big tackle in there by Money Merritt. And now they're playing aggro twister, as Bill would say. Right foot green, left foot green, left hand mud. Wait, no, that was in Toronto.
Okay, yes. And comes out of the stoppage now and taken there by Dragus once again. And that is marked. One of the things with the Crows you got to be careful for, they are a speedy club, and they're not afraid to turn on the Jets at all. They can slow play it like they are here, but also they can just take it right down the throat and run it right by you. So it's a hard team to defend. No wonder they've gotten so many premierships over the years, because that's what their game is predicated on. At least part of it is speed. And also, well, in that case, let's see, did they take Mark or are they just going to ball it up? I think they're going to ball it up.
Yeah, I think it looks like a ball up. As our friend Grilla, who's roaming around, would say, they are skedaddly, are the Austin Crows. As the ball is up on the far side, here they come. Denver, listen, they're hanging around, except when they make a mistake like that. Gelati leaped through the air. He looked majestic. Ball takes a weird hop high in the air. Running onto it again is O'Sullivan. He runs the 50. He gives a little pass across. Left-footed pick by Carpenter Wanyanwu. It's off to the side, but it is marked in front. Oh my goodness gracious, and it's Lord Kenrick of House Tyrell, first of his names, keeper of crows and kicker of goals. And he'll go back and try and slot this one through and maybe hit another dagger into the Bulldogs' heart. Kick is on the way. It is dead center.
Wow,
perfect.
Check side. There we go.
Goal for the Austin Crows, Kenrick Tyrell. Austin 6-1-37. Back to a 5-goal difference. Denver 1-1-7. Roughly, unofficially, 19 minutes gone of this 20-minute quarter.
So there we go, almost halftime. And once again, thanks to Watch AFL for sponsoring the scoreboard there. 37-7 now, 30 points. So right now, 6 straight kicks, basically the difference between these two clubs. And they'll bring it back up to center and continue their play right to the half. And so obviously, we mentioned before, the Onion Creek side has been pretty much where the wind has been leading people, but Austin has gone in the face of that. And actually, they will have that at their backs in the second half, which should be really scary if you're Denver.
Yeah, I was going to say they need to kind of close it here. And we're taught, we when they were here a couple of years ago against New York, I kept checking the article to see what the record was for most points in a game. Boston, if I remember correctly, I think actually, well, double check. I think in the '99 grand final, somebody I think in the late '90s scored something like 90 points in the D1 grand final, and Austin scored in the 70s. We'll double check that in a moment. We'll when I'm not multitasking, and that is halftime. And I think for the Denver Bulldogs, they will welcome that break.
They need to make an adjustment, get a little bit of a wake-up call there, and move ahead. But right now, yeah, obviously their work is cut out for them. And when I say cut out for them, they have to cut it out with a chainsaw.
You're going to need 1,000 Ginsus. At halftime, 20 minutes in the books. It's the Austin Crows, 6 goals, 1 behind, 37 points. The Denver Bulldogs, 1 straight 7. Not really a whole lot you could say. I mean, Austin's going to have the wind in the second half. Denver's going to have to figure out, I think, how to kind of make – they're going to have to make some adjustments, and really they're going to have to play as tough as possible. Remember, this is a team that has beaten Austin each of the last 3 seasons. They didn't do it this year. Austin had their first undefeated regular season since before the pandemic. 2019 was the last time. Of course, it hadn't stopped them in the grand final because Denver would just come on at 2 out of the last 3 years and beat them. So we'll see what happens. Let's take a very quick look before we go to break as we do a quick whip around of the grand finals and the winners. Beginning in men's Division 5, the New York Magpies combined with the reserves, combined with the Wasatch War Goals
nice.
Out of Salt Lake City. They win men's Division 5. Division 4, it was the reserves combined side of Denver and Golden Gate. They take out men's Division 4. In men's Division 3, it was the Calgary Kangaroos defeating the Chicago Swans to pick up their first title in 8 years. You talked about Women's Division II. The Austin Crows won the championship, combined, of course, with the Portland Sockeyes, finishing second, the combination of Calgary, Houston, and Baton Rouge. So they will get in a three-way tie. They had the best percentage. And then, of course...
And Boston, too.
And Boston, with Monahan. And then in Division II, Men's Division II, it was Houston defeating Seattle. And, of course, Women's Division I that we just saw, the Minnesota Freeze winning their first ever Division I national championship, defeating the Golden Gate Iron Maidens. The 7-year itch is done for the Maidens. Minnesota wins it. So congratulations not only to all their teams, but our thanks to them for making the trip to Texas. We know with everything that's happening, it's and work and everything else, it's great to see them here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, congratulations. I mean, the Freeze has been a legendary franchise in the league ever since I became involved with. So it's good to see them get over the line there and bring home the chocolates, as it were.
Well, we've called a butt ton of games, and we've got 20 minutes left before we give out some awards and go to the bar. We'll come back for the final 20 minutes of the 2024 USAFL National Championships presented by Tasmanian here on USAFL.com.
The USAFL 2024 Nationals is brought to you by Tasmanian, the quiet pursuit of the extraordinary. Cooper's, Australian made and owned. Cooper's Beer. Visit Austin, live music capital of the world. Aussie Sports USA, the official apparel provider of the USAFL. Qantas Airlines, the spirit of Australia. The Australian Consulate General, Houston. Three Cuts Gin. Odin Mortgage and Tax. CyberSolve IQ, the inaugural cybersecurity partner of the USAFL. And by USAFL Foundation. Play on.
Back here at Onion Creek Soccer Park, the 2024 USAFL National Championships presented by Tasmanian, and of course also sponsored by Coopers and CyberSolve IQ. The Austin Crows, 20 minutes away from setting a new USAFL mark with their 9th national championship and a new men's mark with 6 in a row. They lead 37-7. Second half about to get underway. Brian Barish alongside Bill Robert. Bill, Austin is going to be kicking with the agency of the breeze towards the scoring end. Umpire Steve Arnett sets us underway, and so too does Bill Robert.
All right, and once again coming out of the ruck, it looks like we got a whistle already, and we've got a free kick. Free kick going to the Crows, high contact, and it's going to be kicked over now, and let's see, can he get it? Oh, he leaps up, takes the mark there. That is number 12 there. That's Hunter Poole. And he delivers his kick right in the middle, and he can't take it. And the spoil attempt there, they just went down and went in a heap. And now here come the Bulldogs with a big kick up the corner. He's marked it. Woo! Number 26 there, that is, I don't know.
They don't know either, and we don't because he's not on the spreadsheet, but he plays on. Going down in front, and that was a great opportunity there. Tyrell was able to pick that one up, and a big spray. Denver, they must have gotten a big spray from the coach as ring around the collar and your whole wash clean.
Thought he caught him high.
And that's exactly what's going to be called, and it will be a free kick. And it will go the way of the Denver Bulldogs. Well, they need a punch in the gut pretty quickly. And
yes,
these are 20-minute quarters. Our halves. Remember that every time they bring the ball back and after the goal, that's 30 seconds off. So the time is less here.
Right. Keep in mind, this is running time. This is not time on.
All right. Moreto's kick is up on the way. It is a big, big, big boat.
And straight.
Ba-bam! And the Denver Bulldogs have entered the chat. The first score of this second half is a sausage roll as they go to 2-1-13 on the Watch AFL scoreboard. Denver 2-1-37, 4 kicks, 90 seconds in.
It was straight and it was a mile high.
Absolutely.
And Denver gained some ground here on the Watch AFL scoreboard. Once again, Austin Crows 6-1-37 and the Denver Bulldogs 2-1 lucky 13. And they'll bring it back up to center here. And once again, thanks to Premier Sports Medicine, one of the fine sponsors here of the 2024 USAFL Nationals Tournament, as we bring it back to center. Put it up for grabs once again. The rucks are in place, and it gets hit out. The original hit out by the Bulldogs, but can they get the advantage in the clearance? They do. They make themselves a little space with a handball, and now they just kick it into space. Can he get there? He can. Nice job there. That's Michael O'Brien. O'Brien moves around now, sells a little bit of candy there, but then he lost his footing. He gets it, though, gets it back, and he kicks it. I don't think that's going to be, actually, it's going to be marked right there. Nicely done. That was 25, I believe. That was Lincoln Uter. And that kick goes in. And that's another goal quickly, I believe. Yes, it is. Another goal. Bang, bang. The Bulldogs are firing.
And for Lincoln, that was an absolute chop of a goal. As that was it was Jack Gleason who kicked the goal before, but my goodness gracious, that was a fantastic goal there, and they are chopping away at the lead as Lincoln Uter kicks the goal.
Yes, indeed, and now on the Watch AFL scoreboard, it is 6-1-37 for the Austin Crows, 3-1-19 for the Denver Bulldogs. So now we're talking about a difference of 3 straight kicks. Question is, do you keep the momentum? What does Austin do right now? Do they wind up back on their heels, and do they just decide to take the game into their hands right now as it comes out of the ruck once again? And Denver will get the clearance. As the kick goes up, it goes high, and it hits the ground, and Crows will get there first. They'll handball it off, and it's coming back this way. That's a big kick into the attacking half, and then it's knocked out as it's spoiled by one of the Crows there, I think. And here we go now. Denver up the corridor. Big kick. Can they find a target? It goes over everybody there, and ball still goes to ground. Bunch of players going after it now. It's out, and the kick toward the goals. Let's see what that is. I don't think that's going to be across the face of goal, and that's going to be out of bounds.
It's going to be a boundary throw-in, yeah.
But that's a good result for Denver anyway, because they still get the boundary throw-in in their front pocket. And they're working right now. They're doing a good job moving the ball. It's in their territory. If they can just lock it in, they can get themselves another shot on goal.
And the wind is changing a little bit. I think it's more of a crosswind, and the ball comes back into play, so that may negate things as a handball out. The Crows have had a couple of goals kicked against them in this second half. In fact, they've had all 3 so far. The ball gets knocked down, going to get picked up once again. Little handball looking for Carpenter Wanyanwu, goes into the pocket, turns around, swings around on a Looney because he's half Canadian. No, he's not really. Picking that one up is O'Sullivan, who has the football, goes in off the hand.
You can't take that intercept mark.
Almost now back the other way. That's key. Here's Cambo just to the left, I believe. In fact, and that could have been really a soul-crushing goal going back the other way. But it goes to 6-2-38. They've doubled up on Denver. 3-1-19. Sorry. Let's try that again. 6-2-38 to 3-1-19. But beep. That's all, folks.
There you go. As the Bulldogs get set to take the kick in from their own back goal square, trying to get some players into position right now. Set up the target. Goes up the far side once again. And, let's see. I wonder if he got called for tunneling there, because he was going up for the ball. It doesn't matter. Let's see what's going to happen there. I think it's going to be a free kick because he went up for the ball, and then basically someone came from underneath. So anyway, it stops there, and he takes the ball and gets wrapped up there. That's number 40. That's Channing Hurley. And we've got a whistle.
And speaking of getting wrapped up, if you know what makes some great gifts is USAFL apparel, and I'm sure that it's been picked clean, but there is also some stuff from back, some vintage stuff that can go for a donation to the USAFL Foundation, which of course Paul Plugger O'Keefe started, and they are of course one of our many sponsors. As the ball is up on the far side, it'll roll. Went right in there, and looking for the ball, trying to find it was Salim Hajar. Didn't realize it was under his defensive counterpart or offensive counterpart there. It's going to get picked up, going to get kicked back the other way, and marked by the Crows. They're going to play this one up on the far side. Big, booming kick, cutting through the wind, going down and dropping in front. It's a 2-on-2 contest. Zach McKinney wins it. Kicks this one on the left, running onto it again, and falling is O'Sullivan, and he was taken down. It's going to get picked up. No, it's going to be a high tackle.
Yeah, high tackle.
Absolutely. That was absolutely the correct call. Sorry, Denver fans. And that will be a free kick from right in front.
He had it actually, but he just lost his footing, went down, and then when the defensive player came in, he just caught him up high, just caught him in the back of the head, and as a result, that'll be a free kick for the Austin Crows. Once again, pretty much, it's a tough angle, but the distance is pretty manageable.
And O'Sullivan is just trying to figure out where on the mark he has to be lined up with the center. The kick is up on the way. Go umpire, lean back, comes forward and says,
that's a goal.
This is how big the fish I caught that one time was. And on the Watch AFL scoreboard, they go to 7-2-44. Thank you. 7-2-44 in stereo. We're available.
Yes.
And back in the middle, it's 3-1-19 for Denver. That is a huge goal in the concept of the game, and we near the halfway point. Denver had, if they can recapture the magic that they had from those that spell of about 5 minutes or so, then this can be a ball game again. But I don't know if they'll be able to recapture that magic.
Looking at the clock right now, just over 12 minutes left, and out it comes. Can the actually, I think we got a holding the man. It's going to be a free kick, so the Bulldogs will have it.
I thought the clock on the wall said 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Last call for alcohol.
There you go.
In George Thorogood fashion.
Yes. One.
Go get some. Yes, one Coopers, one more Coopers, and a third Coopers.
Yes. Or
one gin, 3 cuts gin.
Or one Wasatch, one bourbon, one beer. In honor of the War Gulls.
Yes.
And O'Sullivan's got it right now. He's going to take the kick. He's going to target in close. Oh, man, there was somebody right in front to try and spoil that, but he's able to come up with it. Hits the ground a little hard, but he's fine. Nice mark there. He had somebody right on him trying to spoil, but he was just able to get that ball, hang on to it, and come down with it. And this, once again, another key kick. And once again, that is Kane Murphy, number 4, for the Austin Crows, lining up to take his kick right now. And this could be the exclamation point for Austin as he starts to take his run up. Here we go. Gets it to the boot, and that one, I believe it's going to go wide. It will indeed go wide. I believe that's going to be, it went wide right. So that's going to be a single point on the Watch AFL scoreboard now. It is 7-3-45 for the Austin Crows, still 3-1-19 for the Denver Bulldogs, and the Bulldogs will take the kick in once again from their own back goal square.
Our apologies to any Buffalo Bill fans in the audience, as this will come back in the play. It looked, you know what? It looked like a good 3-wood off the tee, but unfortunately, golf is not footy as this one comes through, and it's going to get picked up. And now here comes away. This is Nick Moretto, number 12, as this one goes down the line, pops up high in the air, bootlegging around. Big pitchfork handball, giving this one. That's a big booming kick. That one is tailing off to the left, off the foot of the behind. 47, who is Michael O'Brien, and it's another behind. They got to stand. They're standing at the craps table, Bill. They got to start rolling sixes. 3-2-20 for Denver. 25 points the difference. 7-3-45. Halfway point here on USAFL.com. Thanks to Gridiron Productions. Thanks to Bill with Bill Robert, me, Brian Barish, and our thanks to Kevin and to Jerry Long and everybody who has brought to you this tournament this week. It's been an absolute doozy.
Also thanks to Milo and SARS and also Pat and all the people who were in the broadcast booth as well. Grilla, yep.
And Bex, Becker, and all the people, and Nick Rewalt, of course.
Really?
Yeah, he was there a couple of games ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you were doing a Division II.
I was doing Division II,
and I was over there hanging out with the.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Well, I didn't know that either.
Oh, also thanks to April Munn, who came in and worked on one of the women's games with me as well.
Absolutely.
After just coming off a game, by the way.
Yes, and a very busy weekend for her as president of the USAFL. As the ball is up on that far side now, again, the ball gets topped up. And thank goodness there's no games on the other side of that field, because it is kind of strange when you've got the ball on field 5 and the ball over here, as this one goes high in the air.
That's
and
marked.
It's dropped in front, and it is marked in front. And going back to get it now. I'm going all the way back to see who had it.
Still waiting to see a jumper number here.
I just see about 420,000 people on the other side here. Right in front of all the tents, the Cooper's Beer tent and the Austin Crows tent as well.
And he delivers that kick. Will that make it?
Ooh.
That was touched. It was headed for the big sticks, but one of the Bulldogs got up at the last minute and got a finger on it, so that was touched. So it'll be another minor score, so that's 7-4-46 for the Austin Crows, still 3-2-20 for the Denver Bulldogs.
And we are getting pretty near the end, as John and Paul once said, on a very good Beatles song, and it's going to be marked in the middle there by Jack Gleason. Gleason will send this one down. That's a good kick. Coming out, it's a one-on-one contest. The big men rise in front. It falls into the hand. Getting away from there is Uter. Uter will line up. He gets away from one man, and he sprayed that one. Good defense there as Dragus got high and got loose and got a little sip of that sweet, sweet juice as he takes the mark. And he is down. I believe there was a big old collision. And he is down on all fours and now just getting up. And it looked like he got the mark, but in fact, the umpire said there was no prior opportunity, so we'll have a ball up in front. Going to be knocked forward once again. That time by Moretto, right in front, and they will concede the behind. Good job there to play the get-out-of-jail free card, and another minor for the Bulldogs. They go to 3-3-21, back to 25 points with almost 13 minutes gone unofficially in the second half. 7-4-46 for the Crows.
And the kick in from the Crows. It goes, it's marked. Although there was a whistle, I think they're bringing it back. They're going to do it again.
It was somebody hailing an Uber.
All right, so this time he kicks it out to the other side, and that is marked. So now the Crows will take it on the far boundary, or will they? They're throwing it back again. Take 3.
Third verse, same as the first.
I'm footy the 8th, I am.
Yes.
That's a big kick, and oh boy, that's a Shepherd. He got blasted out of the way of that one, and there's a loose ball right now. Everyone's going to ground, and it comes back now. Let's see. Can the Bulldogs get it? They do. He is wrapped right up, though, and is dispossessed. Nice handball there. He's able to get it. Sells some can. He gets it to the boot. Can he get it to a target? He can get it to a target, but it's not the target he wanted, as it's an intercept mark there by the Crows once again in the back line.
Was Ben May who took the mark, who has really stepped to the fore. Is the son of Tim May, the famous Australian cricketer. And, in reference to that collision, he was playing Soviet rules. Football kicks you. We only have one team, the Reds. As the ball is up on the far side now, as the ball comes back into play. And again, that is Gleason, who got taken around, going to get picked up by Moretto. That was a ski jump ball. Who wants it? Drops in front of the number 18 once again, who is Ben May. And Ben may win another title in the next 5-6 minutes or so. His team up by 25 points on the Watch AFL scoreboard. Brian Barish and Bill Robert, our thanks for you. And, of course, you can go back and watch any of the games that we brought to you, all 36 games, here on the Gridiron Production site. And we've definitely had a lot of fun bringing you the action over the past 2 days.
And it goes to the far boundary now. Bulldogs trying to make something happen with it. But once again, the ball just bouncing up in the air. And the Crows have it now. And they're just going to try and make some space for themselves so they can move it back to the attacking half. However, the Bulldogs have it right now. And that is marked. That's marked there. I believe that's double check. I think that might be Fairweather. I got to double check the uniform number here.
And then it is fair weather for the Austin Crows.
And apparently there's a 50.
Oh, and you could hear the cheers from the Denver crew. 59. It is
59.
59, yep.
59, so that's actually William Laughlin.
And will Laughlin be laughing after this kick? He will.
Yep.
Well, will that make a difference? They need 3 more of those. They go to, or actually 4 more of those, really.
Right, yeah.
They go to 4-3-27 Denver, 7-4-26. 15-plus minutes gone here in this final term. And, that's one of those, Denver, of course, they had that purple patch where they were at the first part of the second half, and we thought we may have a ball game here. They're not out of it. It's only 19 points, but, again, you subtract 30 seconds for every time they bring the ball back in the middle of the ground. Mm-hmm. It's going to be difficult.
Indeed. And so now they bring it back up to the front. Once again, I'd like to remind you of some of our great sponsors here over the weekend. Qantas Airlines, the spirit of Australia. Ball goes up for grabs once again. Hit out. No clear advantage yet. Who can get the clearance there? Looks like it's going to be, the Bulldogs tried to move it out there, but they've got it now, but he is wrapped right up, and I believe we're going to ball it up. Yep. No prior opportunity, so they just take it.
Oh, sorry. Did they have clearance, Clarence?
What's the vector, Victor?
Roger.
There we go.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious, and don't
call
me Shirley.
Yes.
All right, the Crows have it now, and that's just a big handball, trying to put it in their attacking half. And let's see here. They've got it right now, and they just kick it a little further. Well, who would sit for it? It'll sit for the Bulldogs, and they'll try and bring it right back. A couple of handballs, a little chip kick there, and that is marked as number 47. That is Michael O'Brien. And big kick up there. Almost intercept mark there, bounces off a bunch of hands, winds up eventually in the Crows' possession, but then ball goes down once again. Play on calls the umpire, and that's a big kick hitting right in front of the goals, and almost intercept mark there, but we've got a whistle. And actually,
they're going to pay it.
They're going to pay it. So there we go. So the mark, the free kick, and not a popular call.
No, they're saying Boo Earns. Boo Earns. I was saying Boo Earns.
All right. Excellent, Smithers. Sorry, wrong Burns. Anyway, let's see.
No, it's the right one. It's from that episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Smithers, are they booing me? No, they're saying Boo Earns. Boo Earns.
You know, I know this is not the right pronunciation, but if we start with the Simpson references, people start groaning. I know it's graining, but, you know.
I think our humor might be graining on a couple of people out there, but that's okay.
That's okay.
We have the microphones.
No, well, no. Now people say, who are the Simpsons? And I'll feel like I'm graying.
Oh, gosh. But remember, anything after season 11 is awful, and you should pretend that it doesn't exist. As the ball is up on the far side as well.
Big kick in.
Lost the plot too much.
Big delivery, and a couple of players hitting the deck, and the ball is there. And now the stoppage comes up, and I believe, let's see, do we have a free kick, or is that a boundary throw-in? I believe it is a free kick from
It is a free kick.
Yep, Austin's getting it.
Yep, and they'll have a chance to add one more to what will be a record-breaking championship, the 9th national championship, and not much time to go as we have unofficially 18-plus minutes gone. And this is Ben Carpenter Wanyanwu, who has won more than a few of his share. He sends that, and it sails through straight and majestic like a flatulent moth. And that will just about close the book on this one. The Austin Crows are going to win their 6th in a row. They're going to win their 9th national championship in the last 11 seasons, as they have gone through 8-4-40, 8-4-52. You did the same thing Austin Cox did. It's 52, not 62. 4-3-27. He did that yesterday on the scoreboard. As funny. The ball gets knocked up high in the air, it gets knocked forward. Not that much time left. Austin just counting it down towards winning again, as it will be their 9th in 11 seasons. As the ball gets picked up, here's Denver going for a consolation goal, but it was touched. It was touched off the boot. The goal umpire signaled it straight away. So it will only be a point, 4-4 to 8-4, and there's just a couple of minutes to go here in this men's Division I. The Austin Crows hadn't gone undefeated in a season since 2019, and that's what they will do in 2024. Move over, Denver. There is a new king atop the pedestal in the USAFL for the 9th time in their history, and for the 6th in a row. The Austin Crows are the 2024 USAFL Men's Division I national champions. It was a close game in the beginning. Denver fought back, but in the end, the Austin Crows are 4-goal winners. The final score on the Watch AFL scoreboard, Austin 8-4-52, Denver 4-4-28.
And indeed, the motto goes from the Adelaide Club to the Austin Club here. They fly as one, and they flew all the way to a USAFL record as they came out and did basically what a lot of people expected them to do, because they have been pretty much the class of Division I over the last few years. Denver coming in once again, going after it, never giving up, doing some good things, but once again, at the end of it, they just couldn't overcome what was the game from Austin.
And I have to double check this, Bill. I think this is it's the 3rd consecutive time, and that might be a record, that a single club, it's the first time it's happened 3 times in a row, that a single club has won 2 or more divisions, because last year, 2 years ago, they won men's Div 1 and women's Div 2.
Yep.
They did that and the reserves division a season ago. And then last year, and then this year, they won the women's Division 2 in addition to obviously men's Division 1. So it really kind of shows here in Austin. Listen, if you're within the sound of my voice and you're here in Austin, go check out your Crows, get involved, and be part of the growth of what really has to be the strongest club, and we can say it now in USAFL history.
Right, and one of the things with a lot of the clubs you see, like Golden Gate and Austin, the ones that have a really vibrant metro competition, they have a lot of teams playing. They have a lot of, basically a lot of a list from which to select their main club, and obviously it also means that they are more practiced over the season. Where as some teams they can get maybe like 2, 3, 4 games a year. If you've got a thriving metro competition, you're playing all the time. You can work on your skills. You can really kind of get your game down.
And Sparrow fought for Denver. Their reserves team did win Division 4, but they did have a great season. Only 3 losses in the final analysis, but they had a fantastic season. We want to salute very quickly the champions. Again, men's Division 5, the New York Reserves alongside Wasatch. Division 4, it was the Denver and Golden Gate Reserves. Division 3, it was Calgary. Division 2 women, it was Austin with Portland. Division 2 men, it was Houston. In women's Division 1 for the first time. It's somebody new in the first time since it's not Denver or Golden Gate. It's Minnesota for the first time in 15 years. We have somebody different, the Minnesota Freeze and the Austin Crows winning Division 1. Very quickly, want to thank Kevin and everybody else, the entire crew with Gridiron Productions, all the camera people for bringing this out to the world. Thank you so much to Jerry Long, who put down his camera and got behind the production table, to Dan and everybody else doing the still photography, to all of the folks. We mentioned all the commentators, and we want to thank all the folks here in Austin, and we want to thank you as well. Waiting to hear where the award ceremony is going to be. It is going to be in the middle of the ground. If you're here at the ground, join us. I believe we will be covering that. Oh, in front of the Cooper's tent. Sorry. Join us in front of the Cooper's tent. I think, are we covering that? Or we'll have somebody as well taking pictures as well as that as well. Sorry about that. But we want to thank everybody. Thank you, Bill Robert. Hey,
thank you, Brian.
We got to commentate one game together.
Exactly.
And thank you and Stacy as well for coming all the way down from Boston, from driving. He drove all the way down from Boston.
And you were talking about Baton Rouge before. We were actually stuck outside Baton Rouge on 10. There was a big bus fire, and traffic was backed up, and we were stopped for 3 hours. So yeah, I was talking to one of the Baton Rouge members. He's like, yeah, that road's pretty much a bottleneck. So.
But anyway, thank you and thank everybody else.
Thanks for having us.
Head us over to the Cooper's Beer Tent. But for those watching you at home, we thank you so much. Until then, for the 420,000 people here in Austin, our thanks to Tasmanian, our thanks to Coopers, our thanks to Visit Austin, our thanks to CyberSource IQ, and our thanks to you for joining us. This is Brian Barish wishing you a pleasant good evening.
The USAFL 2024 Nationals is brought to you by Tasmanian, the quiet pursuit of the extraordinary. Coopers, Australian made and owned. Coopers Beer. Visit Austin, live music capital of the world. Aussie Sports USA, the official apparel provider of the USAFL. Qantas Airlines, the spirit of Australia. The Australian Consulate General, Houston. Three Cuts Gin. Odin Mortgage and Tax. CyberSolve IQ, the inaugural cybersecurity partner of the USAFL. And by USAFL Foundation. Play on.